All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is Frank with your midday update. And, taking a look at the ES, the one thing that I talked about this morning in the pre-market talk was basically that 1833 level to 1834. That one's been a big time zone in the chart. I actually had 33 half as kind of the key level zone with 4 ticks above and 4 ticks below that level. And, we came right into it. We didn't quite get 33 half. We got up to 33, made a couple of lower highs, um, and then really got going. And that's the one thing here, early in the day we came up to that point and we got very quiet and traded very, very quietly in a tight range around VPOC. But as soon as VPOC went off for there and we broke down below 29s, I mean, it really started to skid back toward those 23 quarters. And I think Danny nailed it there when he said early on he thinks he could get down to 22, 23. That's right where we got to, very close there. My primary target on the day was 22 half, and that's already been reached earlier in the day. But there is a secondary target at 18.19. I still think overall, if price can't get back above 33, 34, then I think we're headed lower below this 20 to 22 area of support, and this could be next week. But I still think that 33, 34 zone above is going to be the important level here. We bounced off a 23 quarter and rallied right to the Globex mid on the day, 26.75. VPOC is currently 27, and overall, I still think down here is support between 20 and 22. So if price cuts into this zone, I still think it'll hold short term. But once it gives it up, there's some big time targets below. 1814 is the monthly pivot. You got 1375 as a secondary weekly target, which will expire today. And then you have the 0675 low, which is big time down there. That 0675, that's the one I really want to see hold, because if price gets back to that zone, it could be a very, very important test region. So you can see right here, here's 675. You can draw that key level for you right there. And that was resistance throughout December once we broke through above it and rallied to that high of 46 and change. We're pulling back to that area around 675, could offer a significant area there to retest for a buy zone opportunity. I did have a request earlier to take a look at gold, and I'll look at a gold chart here on a kind of a higher time frame. This is a daily chart. We're still trending lower. We had that bullish divergence on those lows, and we've had a solid bounce here. I mean, this is a 60-point bounce that we have, but we're bouncing right into a stacked and sloped moving averages that come in between 38 and 40, and that right there is kind of the zone. If you can't get beyond that area, 38 to 40, and it's holding up here. If it can't get beyond that zone, we could see a rejection that takes us right back for a retest of those lows. And that's exactly what happened earlier in December, where we got a move higher and it stalled right at the stacked and slope moving averages. There was also pivot-based resistance there and a key level at 68, and the result was a solid drop of about 80 points. So this is what I'm watching here. I'm trying to see what happens at 1238 to 1240. If it can break and hold above that zone, then there's key levels to test at 55 and 68. And that's kind of a swing look at it. In the short term, taking a look at gold, we're still pushing higher. 1227 is the key level here. That was the level that we were looking at yesterday, and I told you there was an ABCD target above at 42 at 0.3, and there was also a target that I was looking to be filled at 33 and change. And we hit the first one, and we're still working toward the second one, but overall, this thing is still trying to push a little higher. But watch what happens in here in this 40 zone. I mean, if it can't get beyond this zone, it could get kind of hairy for some gold. One last thing, let's take a look at crude oil. Crude oil has been a big time downside move today. Early on, the thing I talked about was 95 to 95, 75 as the range. And then, I said if we take out those 95s, then we have two key targets below, and that's the primary and secondary intraday targets, 94.75, 94.42 here. We reached both of those, and in the process, got down to support here where we have a key level at 94.35, and we just got to break through those 94.30s, and that's what I mentioned earlier. If we break through that zone, you start to run those stops, and that'll take us right down to the 94.08 extended, which we've just hit. So the last target I have down below, last two targets, 93.80, that's the primary monthly downside target, and that's how much we've seen in terms of movement already out of crude oil. That we're very close to that primary monthly target at 93.80 already, and it's the second trading day of the year. That's how much we've moved down over the first 2 days. So 93.80 and 93.50, that's a big time key level down there. So I'd look for any kind of bounce in the 94.35. If you cannot get beyond that zone again, that could be a retest sell opportunity for a move down into the 93.80 zone. Breaking and holding back above 94.35 indicates a potential rally back toward 94.70 to 94.80. All right, that's all I have for right now. Let's see how it plays out heading into the afternoon. We also have the MIM coming up on a Friday. Watch out for Danny's late day Friday rips. We'll see if that comes into play on the first Friday of the year. And I'm not sure if Kathy's back, but I'm going to holler for her. If not, Jack will be up. All right, that's it. Let's see how it plays out.